When you meet the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, it sometimes feels as if you've known them forever, even if you technically just met. For British couple Heidi Parker and Ed Savitt, that feeling was undeniable. Yet beneath the spark and certainty of their connection lay secrets neither of them ever suspected. It all began when a seemingly innocent photograph uncovered by Heidi's mother shattered everything she thought she knew about her future fiancé and their shared past. Heidi Parker had recently graduated from high school, eager to leave her small hometown and start a new chapter of independence. She yearned for change, a life beyond the familiar confines of home, and so she applied to various colleges. Ultimately, she enrolled at the University of Newcastle in 2011, a decision that would force her to leave behind the comfort of her parents' house and embrace a world full of possibility and challenges she had never anticipated. Moving away was a major life change for Heidi. Although she was excited about the prospect of personal growth and academic pursuits, the reality of living independently in a new city quickly became apparent. Like many first-year students, she soon found that the practical side of life could be just as demanding as the intellectual. In her case, the difficulty of finding suitable accommodation added to the growing pressure. Initially, she had planned to share an apartment with a few friends, but that arrangement fell apart, leaving her scrambling to secure a place on her own. Determined not to let her college experience be marred by housing woes, Heidi set out to find a studio apartment close to campus. After a series of fruitless viewings, she finally found a modest yet cozy studio that seemed ideal for her needs. Little did she know that the search for a new home would set in motion a chain of events that would forever alter her life. Shortly after settling into her new apartment, Heidi received an unexpected message on Facebook from a man named Ed Savitt. According to his message, Ed was the tenant of her old apartment, the one she had abandoned when plans for a shared flat fell through, and he was in desperate need of help with something as mundane as figuring out how to use a communal dryer. At first, Heidi was skeptical. The message felt off, like an overly contrived excuse to strike up a conversation. Yet something about Ed's profile picture caught her eye. He was handsome in a relaxed, unassuming way, and his smile hinted at warmth. Despite her better judgment, Heidi agreed to visit him. When she arrived at Ed's place, he greeted her in a manner that was both awkward and endearing. He explained that he was having trouble operating the building's communal dryer, a task he described in such a cliché manner that it felt more like a pickup line than a genuine request for assistance. Yet, as Heidi helped him, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was an inexplicable familiarity in the way he spoke, as if their lives had been intertwined long before that moment. She laughed off her unease, attributing it to the stress of moving and the excitement of a potential new connection. Their first meeting marked the beginning of something unexpected. Over the next few weeks, Heidi and Ed found themselves drawn to each other. Their initial encounter over a faulty dryer had blossomed into regular outings, casual coffees, impromptu walks around campus, and even shared laughter at college costume parties. Ed, who was studying business and psychology at Newcastle University, revealed that he had a dream of one day opening a small shop in town. Heidi, who had embraced her newfound independence with equal parts determination and vulnerability, found herself confiding in him about her hopes and fears as she navigated the challenges of living on her own. As their relationship deepened, it became clear that the spark between them was more than mere chance. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, as though they had known each other for years rather than mere weeks. There was a magnetic pull in the way they looked into each other's eyes, a feeling of recognition that transcended the present moment. Friends and classmates marveled at the couple's connection, often remarking how natural and destined it all seemed. After a couple of years of dating, the time came for Heidi and Ed to take the next big step, moving in together. For them, this was not just a practical decision, but a declaration of their commitment. They were convinced that they were meant to be. a certainty that grew stronger with every shared moment. Yet, even as they began building a life together, a long-buried family secret lurked in the background, unknown to both of them, but destined to surface at the most inopportune moment. In the midst of wedding planning and merging their lives, the couple decided to host a pre-wedding family dinner, a traditional gathering meant to bring together both sides of the family before the big day. Heidi's mother, Kay Parker, and Ed's mother, Fiona Savitt, were both excited yet slightly anxious about meeting. Both mothers had spent years nurturing their children's dreams and had hoped that nothing would jeopardize the seemingly perfect union. The dinner was arranged at one of their mother's favorite restaurants, a cozy venue that promised an intimate and memorable evening. As the night unfolded, the conversation naturally drifted toward reminiscing about childhood and sharing anecdotes about their children's early years. It was during these heartwarming exchanges that something unexpected happened, a revelation that neither Heidi nor Ed had ever anticipated. Kay Parker recalled a family vacation they had taken when Heidi was very young, a trip to Turkey that the Parker family had cherished. She told Fiona Savitt about the days spent sailing on the turquoise waters and the carefree moments that defined that summer. As the stories unfolded, Kay mentioned that on that trip, young Heidi had met a boy whose smile and charm had captured her heart. She described how Heidi, only 6 years old at the time, had held hands with this boy, and how the two had spent long hours exploring the ancient streets and scenic landscapes of the Turkish coast. Fiona listened intently, and her expression grew thoughtful. After a pause, she recalled a similar memory from her own family albums, one that involved a little boy with bowl-cut hair and an unmistakably smoldering gaze. In a quiet moment away from the main table, Fiona shared her recollection with Kay, noting that she remembered her son, Ed, having been on a family trip to Turkey in the summer of 1997. It turned out that both families had vacationed in Turkey during overlapping periods, though neither had been aware of the connection at the time. Kay's curiosity was piqued, and she began to search her own collection of old photographs. A few weeks later, while clearing space in the Parker family basement, she stumbled upon a dusty box of photographs from that Turkish holiday. Among the images was one that made her blood run cold, a snapshot of young Heidi, hand in hand, with a boy who bore an uncanny resemblance to Ed. The boy's distinct bowl-cut hair and earnest expression were captured in the photo, and in that moment, everything clicked into place. Realizing the significance of the discovery, Kay contacted Fiona. In a series of animated phone calls, the two mothers compared notes and pored over old albums. The evidence was undeniable. The boy in the photograph was none other than Ed Savitt, who had unknowingly formed a connection with Heidi decades ago. The revelation was both astonishing and heartwarming, a twist of fate that explained the inexplicable familiarity between the two young lovers who had grown up to become Heidi and Ed. When the secret finally came to light, the news spread quickly through both families. At first, Heidi and Ed were stunned by the realization that they had met as children during a family vacation, and that their bond had roots extending back nearly 2 decades. For them, the discovery felt predestined, a confirmation of the deep connection they had always sensed. Their shared history, once hidden in the recesses of forgotten photographs, now shone like a beacon, further solidifying their commitment to one another. As the wedding day approached, the couple decided to incorporate elements of their newfound history into their celebration. They chose Haddon Hall, a magnificent 12th-century manor house steeped in history and romance, as the venue for their nuptials. The grandeur of the venue, with its storied past and timeless elegance, seemed to mirror the unfolding story of their lives, a tale of destiny, serendipity, and the merging of two families that had been unknowingly intertwined for years. The wedding was a day of joyful celebration and emotional reunions. Family members from both sides embraced the news of the childhood connection, marveling at how fate had brought their children together. In heartfelt speeches and quiet conversations, The families expressed gratitude for the chance to finally know the whole truth. The mothers, who had played a pivotal role in uncovering the secret, were hailed as the keepers of family history, a legacy that would be passed down for generations. After the wedding, Heidi and Ed continued to build their life together with a renewed sense of purpose. Their shared past, once a hidden secret, became a source of strength and inspiration. The couple often reminisced about the unlikely series of events that had led them to this point: a chance encounter over a faulty communal dryer, a series of fateful conversations, and the unexpected discovery of a childhood connection that bound them together. They even began to plan joint vacations to Turkey, eager to revisit the places that had once been the backdrop to their early memories, and to create new stories that would add to the tapestry of their intertwined lives. In the years that followed, their families grew closer than ever. The Parker and Savitt clans now shared traditions that revolved around their shared history: annual trips to Turkey, where both sides would gather to explore ancient ruins, sail along the Mediterranean coast, and reminisce about the serendipitous vacation that had sparked it all. Their children, raised in an environment filled with stories of destiny and the magic of chance encounters, came to believe in the power of fate and the idea that true love is written in the stars. Heidi and Ed's relationship continued to flourish against the backdrop of everyday life. They celebrated milestones, both big and small, with a sense of wonder and gratitude. From quiet evenings spent cooking together in their London flat to lively family gatherings where laughter filled the air, every moment was infused with the knowledge that their meeting had been no mere accident. In a particularly touching moment, on their second anniversary, Heidi posted a photo of their wedding kiss on social media, accompanied by the caption, "I've not had many husbands, but I reckon you're as good as they get." The sentiment resonated with everyone who knew their story, a story of unexpected discovery, enduring love, and the power of shared destiny. Looking back on it all, Heidi and Ed often marveled at how their lives had been transformed by a secret that had been hidden for so long. They knew that the love they shared was rare, a love that felt both timeless and predestined. And while they had many happy memories of their years together, the revelation of their childhood connection remained one of the most magical chapters in their story, a reminder that sometimes fate works in mysterious ways to bring people together. For their families, the discovery was a celebration of life and history. It was a testament to the importance of openness and honesty, and to the idea that every secret, no matter how deeply buried, has the potential to reveal something truly extraordinary. The mothers, in particular, took pride in the fact that their intuition and willingness to look into old photo albums had unearthed a secret that enriched everyone's lives. Their actions not only deepened the bond between the two families, but also ensured that the legacy of their children's serendipitous meeting would be remembered for years to come. In the end, the story of Heidi Parker and Ed Savitt is more than just a tale of young love or a fortunate coincidence. It is a reminder that sometimes the most significant truths are hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right moment and the right person to bring them to light. Their journey, from the uncertainties of college life to the triumphant celebration of a lifelong commitment, is a story of hope, destiny, and the remarkable power of human connection. As they continue to build their future together, Heidi and Ed remain grateful for every twist of fate that led them to one another. Their lives, once marked by the challenges of change and the uncertainties of new beginnings, have become a testament to the enduring magic of love, a magic that, as they know all too well, can sometimes be found in the most unexpected of places.